the irony of me feeling the need to make a video defending Julius Randle is that I literally made one last year and nobody's learned their lesson since. I mean, it's mind-boggling to see that nobody cares about the good Julius Randle brings to the table. Nobody. Not the 24, 9, and 5 he's averaged for like the last 3 years, the 3 All-Star appearances he's made in the last 4 years, the durability, the 2 All-NBAs, nothing. Now, this is not to say that Julius Randle doesn't have what to answer for. I think this year in particular is going to be a massive season. I know for a fact I've criticized him a lot. The defense, the shot selection, the effort, his production in the playoffs, he's all going to have to answer for all of that this year in what is probably going to be the biggest season of his career when you consider everything the Knicks have done and the expectations they have, where they have legitimate championship aspirations. But in his defense, for all of that, first of all, in terms of like his playoff shortcomings, okay, in 2021, his starting, he started with, what was it, Alfred Payton, Reggie Bullock, and it was not a good team. And the fact that they got to the playoffs at all as a 4 seed was a miracle. And then in 2023, he got injured twice. He got injured right before the playoffs, and then he got injured again to the playoffs. So, obviously we want our stars to, overcome everything, but like that's not nothing. And that definitely played a part in why he might have fallen short in terms of production in the playoffs. But the idea that like, oh my God, like he doesn't buy into this team. Can he buy in? Is he fine with Jalen Brunson being the man? All this, like, we literally have evidence to show that he bought in and that the Knicks are great with him still in the lineup with OG. Obviously, we don't know Mikal Bridges, but like we have evidence. The January Knicks that went 14-2, that just dominated teams like Denver, Philly, Miami, he was part of that. He was part of that lineup. He got hurt against Miami in the end of January. So like we have these answers that like he can be part of this team that succeeds at the highest level. So this idea that just because of what the Knicks did in the playoffs, they're not, they're better off without Julius Randle, that they should trade him. Like this is my biggest problem I have with NBA discourse in general, which is that it's all glass half empty. It's all so pessimistic because, people are saying, oh, the Knicks got to the second round. See, they don't need Julius Randle, when they should be saying, wow, we got to the second round without Julius Randle. Imagine how much better we're going to be when we add our other all-star back into the lineup, a guy who can take the pressure off Jalen Brunson, who can contribute, in so many different ways, play bully ball. Like he's going to dominate these small ball fours that other teams are going to trot out. It's going to be insane. And it's what also frustrates me about all these trades that I need to calm down for a second because I'm speaking way too fast. But like, and that's what also frustrates me when I see all these trade ideas on Twitter, or when my friends say, hey, do you think the Knicks should trade Julius Randle? Hey, should the Knicks do this trade for Julius Randle? I'm like, all these trades are either A, for just an objectively worse player. Like people were saying, hey, let's swap Julius Randle for Mikal Bridges. That's just an objectively downgraded player. I'm sorry, I love Mikal Bridges, but he's not better than Julius Randle. Or it's like, let's trade Julius Randle for like a package of like players and picks, whatever. And it's like, okay, but like, wouldn't you just rather have the All-Star? Wouldn't you just rather have the All-Star player instead of all these players and picks that you would, in theory, love to trade for a player the caliber of Julius Randle? And so it's just, again, it's this balance that NBA discourse just fails to have when it comes to Julius Randle, where you can acknowledge, hey, he's got his questions and he has stuff that he needs to answer for, like the effort when his shot's not falling, shot selection, all that stuff. But to act like there's no place for him on this current Knicks squad, and to act like he can't be a massive part, and has been a massive part of their success really since he joined, and the fact that he can't contribute to this version of the team with Jalen Brunson as the leading man, because Jalen Brunson's been the leading man for definitely this past year and even the year before that, and you haven't heard a word out of Julius Randle that would indicate that he has any problem with it. He's embraced everything. He's done everything right. He's insanely durable, which I think in today's NBA, where you see so many title runs and just contending teams, you see their season derailed by injuries and load management, all that stuff, to have Julius Randle, who before this year was just so durable, and even this year, like, okay, he got injured on a freak, fall because Jaime Jaquez tried to take a charge, and Randle fell and hurt his shoulder. Like, that's not any indictment on his conditioning or durability and whatnot, but just, I don't, again, you can acknowledge, hey, this guy has what to prove, he has what to answer for. This year's going to be very big because the Knicks have the highest expectations they've had since, the Patrick Ewing era. He's got to answer for that, but to act like those questions should just fully take away from everything he still brings. Like, why aren't Knicks fans more excited about the idea of putting this guy into a lineup, considering the success they had in the playoffs without him, considering the success they had with him during the regular season? Like, I don't understand why Knicks fans and NBA fans in general aren't taking a more optimistic approach to say, wow, like Julius Randle, he's going to be sick in this lineup. It has everything he needs to, accentuate his strengths and then hide his weaknesses. Like, he's not gonna have to guard as many guys because you have OG, because you have Mikal Bridges, and you have Josh Hart. I don't understand why we're not taking a more positive approach for a guy who, yes, he has questions, he has deficiencies, he has stuff he's going to need to answer for, but he also does so much good, and he's brought so much to the table, and his presence is going to bring so much to the table this season, and I just wish we'd focus more on that instead of these weird, dumb conversations about the Knicks are better without Julius Randle, and they should train him, because there's really no logical basis to back up either of those topics.